time you want to put shimmer on a hooded eyelid is just in the inner corner here and just up in the brow bone. Hello and welcome back. Today I've got an exciting video to make, talking about hooded eyelids and how to correct them. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to do one eye and then we're going to look at the other eye and we're going to see the difference between the two. There's a mixture of like fluffy and then there's some dense ones there. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of different ways. Let's do one eye. We'll do one eye one way, one eye the other way. The other eye, I'm going to show you a little trick, so hang in there. So first things first, I'm going to go in with some dark tan bronzer. This is going to just warm up my eyelids a little bit, and kind of like if I've used that throughout the rest of my face, then it's just going to look cohesive to the entire face. So I'm going to pick up some of that product on a really big fluffy brush. And when I mean big fluffy brush, I mean like in comparison, that's the comparison there. So super big, nice and fluffy. You want to kind of like cover the entire eyelid. So I'm just going to get right in there and I'm going to go around in some really big kind of swirling motions. And I'm going to come right into the inner corner of the eye and down the side of my nose. Ultimately, that's going to connect everything up together. And then really lightly airbrushing that out into the temples. This will just get rid of any harsh lines. Now keep this brush handy, okay? We're going to come back to this brush. We're going to pick up that second brush, which is kind of like a small to medium size fluffy brush. You can see it's super fluffy. This one is a Ronia E9. Today, I love this palette. It's so nice. It's a really nice colorway, really great neutral colors. So let's pick up that chocolate brown just here in the corner, chocolate brown, and tap that off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that down in the lower third into that outer corner. And I'm just going to do really tiny little swirly motions. And I'm slowly coming up into that second third. If you are following your natural crease through here, you just want to swirly, swirly, swirly. And the type of pressure that I like to use is very, very light pressure. Already you can see that I'm starting to create a really nice pocket just here, like a defined little corner and pocket. And that will start to build up by itself as you layer on more color. And then I'm just going to pick up a little bit more and I'm just going to layer that on again, and I'm going to come up a little bit higher, just a little bit, because what I'm going to be doing is creating that little hood just on the outer corner. So you can see that starting to take effect. It's starting to work. So coming back to our beautiful big fluffy brush, like I said, we're going to be using this again. I'm going to come through and I'm going to cover the entire area that we have just created with that clean fluffy brush, and I'm just buffing out any harsh edges. I like a blended eye, blended and snatched, okay? Thirdly, we're going to pick up this dense flat brush. Again, another one by Ronia. This one, I'm going to pick pressed powder. We're going to use a pressed powder like this. It's like a nudie kind of color, and I'm just going to press that powder into the inner corner and the middle of my eyelid. What this is doing is mattifying that area, because you don't want to use too much shimmer in this corner. It's going to make you look even more hooded. So stay away from using too much shimmer. The only time you want to put shimmer on a hooded eyelid is just in the inner corner here and just up in the brow bone. Try not to put it on this area of the eyelid because it will make you look heavier. That's a little tip there. So I'm just kind of pressing and compacting that powder into the center and the middle of my eyelid, and like that. So you can see the difference between the two. I've given myself like a lid. I've given myself some type of like contouring. You can actually go in even darker on the outer corner if you were to wish like you wanted a darker, heavier color. Up the edges, we're gonna get a concealer brush, like a flat concealer brush. Picking up that powder that we used on the eye, I'm just going to pop powder on either side of that brush, and I'm just going to clean up any edges that I may have made, any mess from that eyeshadow. And as you get darker with your colors, you might find that you actually do make a little bit more mess, but I'm going to show you a trick on this side that's going to literally save your life. If you ever have done your full face and you just want to come in and do your eyes last and you're scared that you're going to make a bit of mess, I've got you, okay? I've got you. Stay tuned for this. You're not going to want to miss this. Get yourself a business card, any type of business card, okay? Same principle as the eye that we did first. We're going to come through and we're going to pop some bronzer on this eye just to get it started. And I don't want to look crazy, so I don't want to have two different eyes, even though they might look a little bit different with this technique. Picking up our medium-sized brush and a business card, you are going to line up the side of your eye like this, okay? You're going to pick up that chocolate brown and you are going to pop that just off, half off on the card and half on your eye, okay? This is going to give you a really gorgeous finish. You are going to love this technique, trust me. Now I'm going to pull the card away. You're going to see what we did, okay? See what we did? We gave ourselves a wing. We gave ourselves a wing without going too crazy and without actually doing too much. And it's lifted, it's snatched. We did it, we did it. So if you are not loving that sharpness on the outer corner, you can come through with your buffing brush that you used originally, and you can easily buff that just to give it not so much of a harsh line. But how good is that trick? How good is that? You can use a business card, you can fold a tissue in half, just to press through and just so that we don't look too different to the other eye. But can you see the difference? So that's the eye we use the card with, and then that's without the card. So obviously they're going to look a little bit different because we use two different techniques for each side. These techniques are so simple and easy to do at home, and they're not going to take too much time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And yeah, have an amazing day. Mwah.